what should I expect with rebuilding my marriage? And if you want me to, I'll jump into some backstory, but yeah.
Yeah, let it rip.
Okay, well, me and my husband have been married for 10 years, and in the last 5 years, I've been struggling with depression unknowingly. I could only focus on keeping me and my 3 boys alive, and none of the house chores were getting done at all. And my husband loves a clean house. He and I have had several conversations about it, and all ending with me saying, I'll do better, I'll do better, I'll do better. And every time, better would last for a week at the most and fall off. His trust is very low right now, and I don't blame him for that. And he told me last month that he had actually been considering leaving me several times, but didn't see the logical way of doing it. I've been in counseling, and God has been helping me for the last 3 months, healing and growing and changing for the better. In listening to your show, I was able to ask him to rebuild a new marriage with me, and he was on board. We are a month into rebuilding, and I'm 3 months into counseling and change. I'm wondering what to expect with him needing to rebuild trust with me, and how do I practice slowing my roll when I just want to get to the good part.
Yeah, there's so much in your question. You said that today, the last few days have been the best in a long time. What's made them the best?
Well, just for a really long time, I have, with struggling with depression unknowingly, it feels like I have kind of like the best analogy I can figure out is like a 3-part Christmas tree, and when you don't have one plugged in, the rest of the lights don't work. Mm-hmm. And that's just kind of what it's been feeling like, where mind, body, and spirit are not plugged in together. But in the last 3 months, it's felt like mind, body, and spirit finally plugged in, and I can actually put mind, body, and spirit together. I can get house chores done. Literally, my house is cleaner than it's ever been in 10 years of being married. And it feels so good. It feels like a giant weight off my shoulder. And I can see it in my husband. I can see it in my kids, that we're all feeling better because of it. So it's just kind of like this moment. But then it's like, after he told me last month that he had been considering leaving, I was like, oh, whoa, this is a lot serious. This is a lot more serious than I thought it was. So.
Is it that you have a cleaner house? Or is it for the first time in 5 years, you feel like you can finally trust you again?
You're going to make me emotional, John.
Because here's the thing, depression, like I talk about anxiety, OCD, all these other things. Depression's a different animal in my book. And I think depression and anxiety are on the same trend line, but it's a body that says, it's your body trying to take care of you by turning the lights out and get under the covers. Yeah. And it's really powerful. And in any major depressive, and I'm not obviously not going to diagnose you over the phone, but in any major depressive, like when you're dealing with somebody who is really struggling with depression, one of the chief goals is tiny wins. Yeah. Just get up today and take a shower, then get back in bed. That's it.
That's how it was a lot.
Just get up today, take a shower, put on makeup, go back to bed.
Yeah. And I say depression because I was never really clinically diagnosed, but I could see the patterns. And my dad actually struggled with depression, but he didn't ever tell me or my brother that it was depression. Yeah. So it was just really angry around the house, and you just kind of thought he was just a really mad person.
So you and I only have, we've been talking for 3 minutes. Can I connect some dots and you just say, no, you're wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a chance that whenever a parent is really struggling with depression, it's very challenging for a kid because I often use the same analogy when talking about parents who are struggling with alcohol. For a kid, it's like trying to hug a ghost. They're there. They're right there physically.
Yeah.
But they're not there. And for a child, children do so much to try to connect. Hey, let's go play the ball, kick the ball. Hey, will you do this? Can we watch videos in your lap? Can I do anything with you? Because a child naturally wired into them evolutionarily, they have to stay connected to a parent. And when a parent is unplugged right next to them, whether it's because of substance or because of depression or whatever, a kid will kind of start cycling. They'll start spinning, trying to find ways to connect. And you did that your whole childhood, fair?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. And my mom really wasn't a great person either. She would rather go to work than be home.
Work was her drug, right?
Yeah.
Work was her drug. So is there a possibility? Tell me, I'm happy to be wrong here. That you fell in love with somebody and you married them, and then yet again you found yourself having to perform up to a certain set of tasks for them to be okay with you? For instance, the house has to look a certain way, or I'm out of here?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I definitely believe that my husband was given to me by God because of other circumstances that we don't have time to go into. But
did you accidentally marry your unfinished business?
Okay. I can see that.
Okay.
And he told me even last night that he thought that marriage was the next thing to check off in his box.
Okay.
And we kind of both did it.
So in a weird way, and hear me say this, it's not a good thing, but it's not a bad thing, okay? It just isn't is, okay?
Yeah.
And this happens all the time. It happened in my marriage, okay?
Yeah.
Y'all both married each other in some sort of way using the other person to try to fill something in their life.
Yeah.
You were there, you were well enough, and he had a list he needed to check off. You needed safety. You needed somebody to say it's not, that you're not somehow malfunctioning.
Yeah.
And y'all married, y'all connected. And you were each other's oxygen until the tank ran out.
Yeah.
And then you
About
want to be
5 years
more
ago.
than just a checkbox on a list.
Yeah, definitely.
And he wanted you to be a maid / mom. Right?
Yeah, I definitely
And my guess is,
that at certain point.
Again, there's 1,000 different things, so I don't want to minimize it, but I wouldn't be surprised if your body said, I know this story, I'm out. I know how this goes. I quit. And here's why it's important for you to internalize this. You being squished under depression does not mean you are somehow malfunctioning in your character. You're not a bad person.
Yeah, because it was like I would do fine at other people's houses, and I could even help my in-laws clean their house, help my sister-in-law clean her house.
Nicole, none of this is about cleaning. None.
Okay.
What this is, that is a distant byproduct. What it has to do with is, for whatever reason, and this is all going to tie back to your question, what should you expect rebuilding your marriage, okay? Yeah. Your body identified your world, your home, your partner, something, all of it, a piece of it, as, I can't do this, I'm out.
Yeah.
And if you think about yourself underneath I don't know if this analogy will hold. I'm just making it up off the top of my head. But if you struggle with anxiety and you're doing bench press, imagine the bar is so light that you can lift it 100 times, like a broom handle, right? You're just lifting it and you're trying to lift it as much as you possibly can so you can get as strong as you can, because one day someone's going to try to kill you.
Yeah.
With depression, somebody loads it up with 5 times the weight you can lift.
Mm-hmm.
And you push against it, and you can't budge it an inch, and you just stop.
Yeah.
And it lays on your chest, and you can't move it. And the only way to get that bar up is to get some of that weight off the bar.
Yeah.
Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Here's what I need you to hear me say before I go any further. There's not something wrong with you. Your body was simply trying to keep you alive. You're not a bad wife. Okay?
You know how long I've been telling myself that?
I know. You told that self when you were a little girl that dad wouldn't talk to you because something was wrong with you. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you and your husband created a world, the one that y'all both knew, and you were somebody that was going to accomplish all of his tasks, and he was somebody that was going to finally heal you. And y'all both were like, oh, this isn't how this works. That's a great place to find yourself if y'all can come to the table and say, okay, cool. We created this world. Now we can create any world we want.
Yeah.
Okay?
And I think we're finally there.
That's amazing. But you cannot predicate what comes next with, look how clean the house is. Because I'm promising you, Nicole, I'm promising you. If that's what it takes to bring you all back together, that finish line will move.
Yeah.
The house will never be clean enough.
It kind of feels like it already has.
That's right. It will move to, well, if you lost 20 pounds, and then it will move to, well, if you just did this in the bedroom, and then it will move to, well, if you just hit
another button.
Right. Well, it will always move because you were never the problem. It was this context y'all created, this environment, this world, where he's trying to find somebody that will do all of the things that he thinks is what it's going to take to make him feel whole. And you cannot feel that for him. He can only be whole from the inside out. Yeah. And he can't rescue that 9-year-old girl inside your chest. That's your job.
Yeah.
Fair? You hear? Does it make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely, 100%.
So
I've kind of told him, we've kind of had those discussions and those realizations.
Awesome. So rebuilding a marriage, imagine rebuilding a house.
Yeah.
You're going to have disagreements on where to put the new bathroom. One of y'all is going to lay a tile floor and it's going to look funny. You have to pull the whole floor out. One of you is going to roof the house and the roof's going to be crooked. So you have to pull all the shingles off, all that expense, and redo it, or maybe hire somebody to come and do it. Rebuilding your marriage, expect it to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Expect it to be like glimpses like you're experiencing right now of, oh gosh, when this thing is singing, it works. It feels right. Now we're both of us are in the boat and both of our feet is in the boat. He's not just watching you row while he sits on the shore in a lawn chair with a beer, and you're not him in the boat. You're just trying to paddle as fast as you can to be the wife he wants you to be, right? It's both of you saying, hey, both of us have to be in here, and both of us are going to row. And both of you have never done that before.
Yeah.
So it's awkward. It's weird. It's frustrating. It's annoying.
Really is.
And here's the important part about the marriage, about building a new marriage. You always have to go back to that blueprint, that picture y'all created together about where this thing is headed.
Yeah.
Because that's what matters.
Yeah. And we did. Because I watched your show, I was like, okay, I'm ready to rebuild this thing. So we're going to have a talk and we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about what we want. And then we're going to come back to it in 3 months and see
30
if that's
days
changed or not.
Right now, right now, do it weekly.
Okay.
Do it weekly. Talk about your money. Talk about your sex life. And commit to each other to not use the word you. Commit to use the word I.
Okay.
He's not allowed to say, you need to make sure our bed. He can't do that.
Yeah.
He needs to have the courage to say, when I walk in the door and this house is all cleaned up and I've been working really hard all day and you are like running the house and I'm running this business, I feel so loved.
Yeah.
Or I'm struggling with being attracted to you right now.
That's exactly.
But that's different than, hey, you need to lose 30 pounds. See the difference?
Yeah.
And when he says, I'm struggling with being,
both.
when he says, I'm struggling with being attracted to you, exhaling and choosing curiosity over judgment. How dare you, you son of a... That's judgment. Curiosity is, whew, that's hard to hear. Tell me more.
It was
Tell
hard.
me more. Right?
Yeah.
And you, if you're being honest, are tired of him hassling you about sex when you can't even brush your teeth.
No, it's not him hassling me. It's me hassling him.
Okay. Fair enough. Will you do me a favor?
Sure.
I want you to go get, you've heard me say, if you listen to the show, I want you to go buy yourself a small little journal for $9 at Walmart or Walgreens. And commit. This is for your soul, for your marriage, for your husband, and for your kids, okay? This is the stakes are high on this. I want you to write down for a month or two every single story that pops into your mind. Write it down. And then ask your husband if he would honor you by sitting down and helping you challenge those together.
Okay.
If I don't clean the dishwasher, my husband's going to leave me. Write that down. You suck at being a mom. Write that down. Good moms don't need time away from their kids. Write that down.
Okay.
Husbands always want to have sex with their wives. And if they don't, that means he's having an affair or that means I'm unattractive. Write that down.
Okay.
We are always going to be changing diapers, bathing kids, dealing with spit up, spitting food off the floor, dealing with screaming and crying and bedtimes. We're always going to be, it's not true. You're in a phase. It's winter and you're really cold, but I promise spring is coming.
And I hate being cold.
I know, right? Everybody does. It's the worst. So here's your expectations. Curiosity over judgment.
Okay.
How can I love you, not this year, for our whole marriage, how can I love you today?
Yeah.
We're looking for little wins, tiny wins. I believe I'm worth an hour in the gym, an hour of walking around the block. How can we make that happen? Enough space where I get that hour.
Okay.
If you want me to show up in the bedroom for you and you want me to show up here as your wife, I need to have adult friends that I can exhale with. So that way we don't use each other as garbage dumps. And I tell you all the bad stuff that happened with the kids. You tell me all the bad stuff that happened at work. And then we just go, ugh, and we watch an episode of Dexter and we fall asleep.
That's typically what we do.
I know it is. Because that's the American marriage right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been wanting something different for a while too.
So amazing. I think it's cool. I would be lying if I say there's some psychological benefits to getting rid of clutter. My friend Dawn Madsen, the Minimal Mom, she's amazing. My buddies Josh and TK over at the Minimals, like the stuff they teach and preach is right. They're right.
Yeah. I've done a lot of that.
A non-cluttered house is good for your soul. And this isn't about you having a clean house.
Yeah.
This is about you desperately seeking some signal that you're worth being loved and married to.
Yeah. 100%. I haven't felt like that in a while.
That's right. That's what he needs to hear if you want to rebuild your marriage. Because he has to come to the table with, how can I love you today? I just need you to hold me. How can I love you today? I need you to wash all the bottles. I know you're an attorney and you work 17 hours today. I need you to wash the bottles. Got it. How can I love you today? Can we just have hotel room sex while the kids are asleep, just in the bathroom of the hotel? Can we just shut the door and just get after it for 5 minutes, please? Got it. Expect there to be starts and stops and fits and backwards and forwards and all that kind of stuff. One more thing.
Okay.
This is just nagging me in the back of my mind and the back of my chest, and so I just want to put it on the table, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
If y'all haven't already, I want y'all to have after the kids are in bed, tell them, I'm going to talk about something really big this evening.
Okay.
And I want you to hold both of his hands And I want you to say, before we go, the last 3 months have been such a transformation in our lives. The last month has been amazing. I need to make sure that all of the secrets are on the table.
I kind of did that last night because I had always had this nagging thought in the back of my head. And I'm just like, I just need to put this to bed. So kind of did a little bit, but not all of it.
Have you gone through text messages and cell phones and social media accounts?
Oh, it's nothing like that. He's 100% loyal to me. It's more like an old fling that I was like, I don't know if I fully got the true story for that.
Okay. Whatever you need, make sure the secrets are all out. Because if you go forward and you still have shadows, it just makes it hard to see, right? It just makes it hard to see. But amazing. Keep going, keep going. You two can call me anytime. I'll have you both on the show if y'all want to be on. I'll walk with you as far as y'all want to have me walk next to you. I'm so proud y'all are rebuilding this thing. Keep that picture in mind and keep this phrase going all the time. We are on the same team. And both of you are going to have to say, I'm sorry. Both of you are going to have to say, I forgive you. Both of you are going to have to say, well, we got to pull out that bathroom because the tile's on sideways. We got to rebuild the bath. Here we go. And we're going to keep going and going. And by the way, as soon as you get this whole house built, you're going to have 3 teenagers. You're going to have to build a new house. And that becomes part of the excitement and fun and novelty and playfulness and work of being married for a long, long time. Amazing, Nicole. I'm proud of you. Keep seeing that counselor. Keep seeing that counselor.